Good morning. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Now you'll see in the background here, I have the TV on the Weather Channel. It's in a commercial right now, but the Weather Channel. And that dang, another hurricane for Florida, Hurricane Milton, headed to Tampa and St. Pete. So all my friends in Tampa and St. Pete, take heed. This is not going to be a nothing burger. It's going to be something. And so be careful. Do what you're told. You know, you're going to get whacked, but hang in there. Now, that being said, Mrs. Stowers and I are about to jump on a plane here in about an hour and a half, head out of town, so I will be remote the next few days, and I'll share that with you from the remote location. But before I jump on the plane, I wanted to share more good news. So there's all sorts of good news headed towards mortgage and real estate, so that's great. I'm going to share some more, and I'm going to talk about one of my favorite newsletters, which is A Wealth of Common Sense by Ben Carlson. It's a free newsletter, and I think it's daily. Ben does 2 newsletters a day, and he has great data, great insights. It's free, stuff like that. Subscribe to, get it into your inbox. If you get a chance to look at it, great. If not, delete it. But you'll get really good data. I put a link to the newsletter down in the notes here. I also did a LinkedIn post this morning summarizing the stuff I'm going to talk about with a link to the newsletter there too. So if you want to just get the down and dirty summary, head to my LinkedIn page. If you want to check out A Wealth of Common Sense, click on one of the links. It's well worth it. And here's what the newsletter, it's not from today, it's from the other day. The title of the newsletter is, I forget what the title of the newsletter is, but what it has to do with is the housing market is facing its biggest demographic wave ever. And it's really positive news. And here's what it says. Here's the down and dirty. And there's all sorts of charts to support this. There's like a half a dozen. Now, when you go to the newsletter, there's like 20 charts. Scroll down to get the ones that we're talking about, which is demographic change as well as new home formation. All right, go down to that. Here's the first important thing. In the next 15 years, 6 million more entry-level and lower move-up buyers are going to enter the market. So right now there's around 66 million. We're going to add 6 million. So in the next 15 years, it's going to be about 72 million entry-level and move-up buyers, and initial move-up buyers are going to be in the market. That's great news. That's really good news. And at that same time, 8 million move-up buyers to luxury property are going to re-enter the market. So there's going to be 14 million new buyers into the market in the next 15 years. And that's on top of a very robust entry level and move up. Now, it looks much better when you look at the charts. So just click through it, look at the charts. They're super colorful charts. You can repost it, use it in your socials, use it in your training. And he also has this wonderful chart of population growth by generation. This is all stuff provided by John Burns. John Burns is another company that has great data. Check it out. And then he wraps up this section of the newsletter by going, at the same time, we have a housing shortage. We need to build, based on the household formations, we need to add about 1.65 million units to the marketplace every year. And we're probably only going to put in 1.4. By the way, that number should be 1.6 and 1.8. It's how much we have to build. That's what the demand is. We're only building 1.4, so there's a $400,000 shortage. And this is on top of the whatever number you believe, 2.5 to 4 million shortage in housing stock we already have today. So that is going to increase, by $400,000 a year, and that's a problem. So we're going to have more and more shortages. So here's some of the things I want to just point out as good news. So we have all sorts of good news. We the forecasts for next year are very positive. We think that there's going to be a significant pickup in purchase business. Now, I will tell you, Mike Simonson did a great presentation at the recent Housing Wire IMB Summit, where he explained in the history of housing, it's very hard to have greater than 10% growth year over year in purchase. And he went through like a 50-year period. He goes, we've gone like 8% at the most, 8.5%, 9%. The top year ever of having year-over-year growth is 9.5%. And so his argument is, look, we haven't seen more growth than that in housing, in purchase business. So what we can expect next year, if it's a fantastic year, is we can do about 10% more. And so if we're going to do, I don't know, 1.8 million purchase transactions or 2 million, let's say it's 2 million for either easy math, that means next year we're going to do 2.4. So that's not going to, that's not going to completely change everything, but it will be helpful. So we're going to see that increase. And of course, we're going to see an increase in refis, somewhere between 20 and 25% most likely, even if rates stay pretty consistent to where they are. Now, everyone's not going to benefit evenly. There's going to be winners and losers and who goes out and captures that refi business. But purchase business up 10%, refi business up around 25%. Demographically, there's more buyers moving into the market, more people wanting to move up. That's going to put added pressure, which is great. It's going to drive demand. We're going to have a shortage of supply. Now, a shortage of supply, it sounds bad on the surface, and it certainly is. But one thing about a shortage in supply does is it keeps prices high. And I know we have an affordability challenge, but one of the reasons why people buy homes is for wealth creation. And that means that part of that is how much their house appreciates. With a housing shortage, appreciation is pushed higher, faster. So people gain wealth faster, which then of course creates more demand because people want to go and get in and benefit from that. And so it's kind of a circular self-feeding prophecy. But for us, it's going to drive our business. It looks very, very, very positive for the next 10 years. Super positive, where you're going to start to benefit from the survivor's benefit. If you made it now, if you stick around, you might have the best decade of your career. Now, they may not be cartoonish like the 2020, 2021, but you're most likely going to have the best decade of your career. If you add to that there's 100,000 fewer loan officers, so as business swells, there's fewer people to divide it by, it should be a really, really good business. But subscribe to A Wealth of Common Sense. At least click through to the edition that I'm talking about. Capture those half a dozen charts. Use them in your presentation. Use them in your lunch and learns. Definitely use them with your real estate agent partner consultations. Maybe you can also use them in your buyer consultations, and so that you can see the expert. They're really beautiful, colorful charts. That's it. I hope you enjoyed the information. Check it out. You can click through to the links in the Facebook Live here. You go to my LinkedIn and get a little tighter summary with some of the pictures of the charts. Click through. If you're in Florida, be safe. Look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.